In this video, we're going to learn how to use modules in Python. You can use modules to extend the capabilities of your programs, and later in the video I'm going to show you 3 modules that you should start using today. So we're going to start with an example of how we can generate random numbers by importing a module that is included with the language called random. So we can say import random, and when we import a module, we can access everything that is defined in that module. For example, if we say random dot, we get a list of all the names defined in random. So here we can use the function called randint to generate a random integer that is between 1 and 6. And we could also use the function random to generate a random decimal between 0 and 1. But this is just one way to access all these functions defined in the random module like this. But instead of writing random dot whatever every single time, we can also say from random import. And here we can just import any specific functions we need. And now we can use these functions without the module name, just like any other function. We can also just use a different name if we don't like the name of a module. For example, let's import random as rand, and now we can use rand here. We could also rename any functions imported from the module, like this. So how does Python know where to look for a module? When we import a module, Python starts by looking at its own list of built-in modules, and if it doesn't find it, it looks for a file with the name of the module in the local directory where you ran your code from. So if we just make up a module name, like secret sauce, we get an error, because Python doesn't really have a module called secret sauce. But if we put a file in this directory called secretsauce.py, now Python will use this file whenever we import secret sauce. And now we can use everything in secret sauce, just like with any other module. So Python itself comes with a lot of modules that give you, the programmer, a ton of functionality that you can leverage in your code. To learn more about these modules, you should check out the official Python documentation and click on this link called the Standard Library to get a list of all the modules included in the language and all their methods. You don't need to worry about learning every single module in this list, but this is good to get an idea of what is available and also to look at examples. But for now, let's look at some modules that you may want to start using in your own programs. Module number 1 is the datetime module. The datetime module has functions that you can use to display and manipulate dates and times. Module number 2 is the math module. The math module contains all the mathematical constants, formulas, and functions you might expect. Module number 3 is the secrets module. The secrets module should be used when we need a secure random number generator, for example when generating passwords or IDs. And here is a bonus module that you may need to use at some point, the OS module. This module allows us to communicate with the operating system and access the file system. These are just a few examples of some modules in Python, but there are a lot more modules that we can use, so you should explore the entire list of modules in the Python docs. And let us know if you have any questions in the comments below.